What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow, and I have some really cool announcements coming. And there's so much happening. I know I haven't been doing a lot of content this week. I've honestly been working a lot on Crow Trader, my trading bot that I'm starting to actually use again, because it's like it's going to be exciting in this market for sure. And I've got some updates on that real quick. I've got some Cardano news. I've got some Bitcoin news. I've got a little everything going on. First thing that I want to address is I recently watched Ben Armstrong's video recently about how he's going to be quitting live YouTube. And, you know, obviously there's a lot of mixed feelings about that. And the video was actually really kind of gut-wrenching a bit. I mean, listen, folks, I mean, here's the thing that I really want to put into perspective on this. And you know, maybe you don't care. I do. So it is what it is. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. You know, and I've said this a million times. I've known Ben since he was nobody on YouTube. Okay. I've watched him. I've watched him change. I've watched a lot of stuff happen with him, and I don't care what side of the fence you're on. Okay. You know, I see a lot of arguments like Trump arguments and things like that, where I feel like we're watching the most insane stuff happening to someone who, you know, the media has so many people snowed. I feel the media has so many people believing that this guy is like guilty of everything possible and conceivable. And it makes it somehow okay for them to do all of these different things in our legal system. And, you know, just it's mind blowing, and it's not good. I don't, even if all this stuff were happening to somebody that I politically didn't agree with, or maybe I didn't like their personality or whatever, even if all these things were happening to somebody that I didn't care for whatsoever, it would still be wrong. Like, that's all there is to it. It would still be wrong, because the things that we do to people we don't like, and then we justify them with our own personal bias against this individual. These are all things that can happen to anyone down the line. Once we've put our stamp of approval on it, like, it's okay for thee, but not for me kind of thing. Or it's, you know, you get what I'm saying. I just did a Biden. Sorry, I'm kidding. Listen, I'm really not right or left. I'm really just kind of down the middle. What I just can't stand is the media biases and the way people are so dramatically programmed to believe a certain ideology now. And it's like, once you've subscribed to it, you have to abide by and toe the line for everything that comes after, regardless of how insane it is. And I'm sorry, but I was just born a critical thinker, and I just don't let the world think for me. And when I look at the situation with BitBoy or Ben Armstrong, you know, I see a lot of this bad stuff playing out. And, you know, listen, he built that company. All right. And you know, I don't believe that the way that all played out, I don't think it's all merited. I just don't. And I don't care if Ben's made some big mistakes socially. I just don't think it's right. And I really do hope it plays out in a way that benefits everybody in a way they deserve. And that's it. You know, and that I guess I just don't have anything else to say to that. You know, I've pointed out times where I feel like Ben has gone off his rocker. Okay. He's made some pretty tasteless decisions on Twitter. But I don't think that those things are, I don't think it merits trying to bankrupt him or to take everything that he's worked for, because let's be real about it. If a lot of you guys sympathize with Ben's wife in a lot of the situation, him and his company being hurt the way it has been only hurts her too. Because I'm telling you right now, Ben's going to be forking over some checks for a long time to that poor woman. And those checks are going to continue to get increasingly smaller the more his original company takes a dive. So it's kind of like, listen, if it doesn't matter who you feel is kind of a victim in all of that. And at the same time, we don't know what Ben's personal life with his wife was like. We don't know. We love to victimize the woman all the time. And a part of me has to wonder, what's the background noise to all of that? We just don't know. Personally, I have my own personal assumptions. I think Ben grew too fast. I think he made too much money too fast. I think he built a career after ousting a lot of people that, he probably should have ousted. But I think in the midst of all that, he established a lot of enemies. I think there were a lot of turmoil. I think Ben was probably really, really stressed. I'm guessing that they argued a lot because Ben was kind of, I don't know who to believe. I don't know who to trust. Everybody's out to get me kind of thing. And I don't know how that all transpired in his personal life, but I'm not really here to judge that. I mean, I've judged some things that I've seen on Twitter that I just did not like, that I feel were very kind of low blowish, but I don't know what spawned all that. So all I can really say is I do feel for Ben, and I feel like I hope he gets these court cases wrapped up, and I hope he comes back stronger, maybe with a clearer head and a clearer heart, and he's able to do some good in the space. But we'll have to wait and see. I feel really bad about it. I mean, he was really, really choked up, and I hate to see people get choked up like that. So anyway, let's go ahead and move on with the day in crypto. Let's see here. First thing we're going to start with is Crow Trader Update 1.5.1 is now live, and it's a big deal. We are now in 2024, just weeks from the next Bitcoin halving, and are now in a bull market. Well, as you all know, when I'm not using Crow Trader, I'm not talking about it. Well, amazing news is not only am I using Crow Trader again, which we know can tear through a bull market, but it's just got so much better. Version 1.5.1 is launched, which has some of the most amazing features that will empower you in new ways you've likely never seen. All these exchanges are now on Crow Trader. Coinbase, live trading, Binance US, Bybit, BitGet, Kraken, KuCoin, and Poloniex, all with live trading now, folks. The only one that is still locked into paper trading right now is Fairdesk, and that's because we're basically working with them on their APIs and a lot of that. Now, you can now use TradingView alerts. This is the biggest thing of all of this. Yes, you can now use artificial intelligence, such as ChatGPT or your favorite AI platform, to code Pine script strategies for TradingView. And through the webhook system, Crow Trader will trade those strategies for you. I have a guide here on YouTube. I just did that fairly recently. You can go check that out. There's 1,000 ADA on the line for someone who comes up with the best strategy. And there's this gentleman here that I found recently. I've messaged him. I'd like to have him on the channel. He does a lot of Python and Pine script strategy coding. And I even joined his thing, his membership. It's been like 2 days, and I still haven't been given access. I just keep getting stuff. It's starting to kind of piss me off a little bit, if I'm honest, because it's just like this upsells the next thing up, and it's like I'm not playing this upsell funnel shit. Give me access to what I bought already. So I'm sure it'll be fine. He probably does it all manually. He gives himself a couple days, but let's get on with this. But I like his content. I really do. So we'll see. And then, of course, if you're interested in becoming an affiliate, sharing links and love and strategies and joy about Crow Trader, you can do that by signing up as an affiliate, or you can log into your account, grab the links, and away you go. Let's start really cranking this. I want to see the Crow Trader Telegram community blossoming. I want to see it all growing. I'm working on things on my own. I'm going to get some strategies purred away so that I can start showing you guys some solid gains and share the strategies I'm using. That's coming. But that's one of the things I've been working on so much this week. Then I saw this on Twitter, and I thought, I did not know this, but it makes so much sense. 55% of Solana transactions fail. And then when I go into the comments of this, there are a lot of people like, yeah, I've tried using Solana and a lot of my transactions fail. And it's like, this is just mind numbing to me. And I'm thinking, what is it about Solana that pushes its value up outside of all of the whale influencers out there that are constantly pumping it for profit. The technology is garbage, people. I mean, really. And when I think about it, what is it that's pumping it? The only thing I can come up with is all of these shit coin airdrops that everybody keeps trying to collect on. I need to do a study on all of the airdrops that have happened over the last however long on Solana and how many of those actually accomplished anything. Because that's my big question. I don't know. I don't follow Solana enough because it's been so unimpressive. The only thing that Solana's done for whatever reason is the price goes up and then it comes down. And that's it. I still don't understand what the hoopla is about with Solana. This definitely can't be a legitimate blockchain for institutional anything. What major use case and what major institutional use case is going to trust a 50% blockchain that shuts down when it wants to because it needs to reboot just because it's fast? It just doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. I saw this today and I thought, this is insane. And I said, I guess Solana is like a falling knife against the stop loss. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. What if you're trying to make really important transactions on Solana and they just fail? It just blows my mind. I still just don't understand this. Please make this make sense in my comments. I really want some of you guys out there that are big Solana bulls to explain to me why. What about Solana drives your interest? Is it just because of the overall sentiment of the price going up? Fill me in, please. I'm begging you. Make it make sense to me in the comments. I will absolutely read them. And if you have valid points, I'll cover them. I will confirm your valid points if you're capable of making any. U.S. Department of Energy demands consumption stats from Bitcoin miners. The Energy Information Administration said this survey will help them understand the energy implications of crypto mining. This is interesting. The Energy Information Administration will survey commercial cryptocurrency miners to understand their electricity consumption. The survey, filed as an emergency collection of data request, was authorized by the Office of Management and Budget on January 26th. Recognizing that this emergency collection is experimental and provisional, with the understood intention that the EIA wants to build a new standard collection. I find this interesting given now where we're at with the ETFs, because this is the government basically wanting to confirm how beneficial is Bitcoin. And I'm curious to wonder what may they want to introduce if they find that crypto mining, Bitcoin mining, is absolutely beneficial or green for the environment, as BlackRock has come out and said. Bitcoin ETFs absorb 5x Bitcoin, 5x more Bitcoin than miners produce daily. This is insane. Digital asset strategist Van Eck and Tether has made a bullish statement on Bitcoin, urging the community to pay attention. I'm paying attention. I've been trading a lot of this stuff. And you'll have to excuse me. I'm still getting over this freaking cold or whatever. Jerbax pointed out the amazing rate at which spot Bitcoin ETFs have been scooping up Bitcoin from the cryptocurrency market. 4,700 Bitcoin per day taken into cold storage, he stated, reminding the community that miners produce only 900 Bitcoins a day so far. And it's going to get cut in half here in just weeks. In April, thus, Bitcoin ETFs are buying more than 5 times the amount of Bitcoin mined every day. 200 million net Bitcoin ETF inflows a day means 4,700 Bitcoin a day are taken off the market into cold storage at current Bitcoin prices. I'll tell you right now, if the market does end up having a peak, I just don't think I'm getting rid of my Bitcoin this time. I really don't. I don't think I'm selling it. I think I'm just going to hold it and make it my retirement plan. Only 900 Bitcoin a day is mined. Think about it. And these are the inflows and stuff shown. And this is getting insane, folks. And the thing is that, you know, what happens when Bitcoin's price gets to, and I've got some Cardano stuff coming, but what happens when Bitcoin's price gets to 100,000 or 150,000 or $200,000? Well, the idea is that it becomes so out of reach for a lot of people because they see that $250,000 price tag, and if they're newcomers to the space, a lot of them still don't realize they can buy $100 worth of Bitcoin. They're just getting less Bitcoin for their money, right? But what these ETFs are going to do is these ETFs are kind of taking that out of the equation for layman's, because every Tom, Dick, and Harry with a financial account is going to be able to say, I just want to be in Bitcoin. How can I get into Bitcoin? And then the financial advisor says, well, you've got $3,000. You've got $3,000 left. We can put $3,000 into Bitcoin. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. I thought you had to buy the whole Bitcoin for $50,000. No, you can do $3,000. We'll go ahead and get you set up. And so we're going to see so many more people entering Bitcoin, gobbling up these smaller amounts, which is just going to continue driving the price up. And what I'm really interested to see is at what point do people stop selling their Bitcoin? Because at that point, the price has to get higher and higher, like exponentially, to get people out of their Bitcoin holdings. Maybe somebody only has $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, but they've already seen it go up $1,500 over, you know, the time they've held it. They know the value, but at what point does America or other countries or just people holding in general, at what point is the price worth getting rid of it? And so that is going to be the question, because the liquidity on exchanges is going to continue drying up. So it'll be really interesting to see what that price point has to be as people continue holding. Like, I've already made the decision I'm holding my Bitcoin. Yes, I know it'll probably get really, really high. And then, you know, but I've looked at my old portfolios that I've had in crypto since I got started. And if I would have just held it all until now granted, you know, the cost of living and goals for my own, and it's like, it doesn't matter at my age. I don't want to hold crypto for 20 years, right? I want to be able to take advantage of the benefits of my labor, of my work, of what I'm doing. I cash out at the peak of a market, and, you know, and then I try to rinse and repeat, but I don't have as much in holding as I did the last cycle. And I didn't have as much the last cycle as I did the cycle before that. I was looking at my previous portfolio. Man, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I could potentially, like, the money if I held on to my entire portfolio through the last two cycles to today, and I were to cash out at this next peak, I'd be able to buy an island and the infrastructure that goes with it. But it's okay. It is what it is. I mean, I'm doing this to try and, you know, benefit my family and improve my livelihood and so forth today. I'm not trying to wait, you know, 10 years. So it is what it is. But I'm definitely going to be holding my Bitcoin, I think, from now on, because I just don't trust the idea that I'm going to sell it at the peak and then buy it lower, you know, a year or two later and double and triple, and, you know, because I don't end up doing that. So it is what it is, but it's interesting. Cardano Foundation unveiled several significant milestones in its 2023 activity report. I'm struggling, folks. I'm so sick. And it's one of the other reasons I've been doing a lot of content. The foundation has been proactive in fostering blockchain adoption, engaging in targeted partnerships with enterprises. Yeah, what enterprises are actually going to be effective using Solana? Tell me. Institutions, government agencies, NGOs, and universities. These efforts aim to diversify blockchain use cases and support the Cardano community and leveraging the blockchain to innovate and solve problems. I think this is one of the narratives that people don't get when it comes to Cardano versus Solana, in the sense that Solana puts a lot of money into a lot of shitcoin development. so that they can have airdrops to keep people holding their tokens for the next airdrop. But these airdrops, how many of them actually amount to anything? Let me know. I want to know how many of these airdrops actually amount to fruitful coins that last throughout multiple cycles. I'm sure that I'm going to hazard a guess and say there aren't many. And Cardano is focusing on building its infrastructure, building its use case for long-term adoption. It's just such a different thing altogether, man. I mean, it really is. It's such a different monster. And it's like I could even make political. I can almost say that like this coin is like this person, this coin is like this person, and then really create division there. And I really don't want to, because I want everybody to benefit from Cardano and what it's building and its use cases and everything that's coming. But man, some people don't get it. And the thing of it is there are too many people that rely on other YouTubers in this market that have a big vested interest in supporting Solana, but for no other reason than price go up. And then when the price goes up, they say, see, you made money with us, trust us, listen to us. And I don't like that narrative. And it's like, some of you will say, well, you do the same thing with Cardano. And it's like, maybe I do, but I do it based off of real technology. I do it based off a real use case potential. I do it based off of the merit of the project, not just because the price goes up. That's not what I care about. It is obviously I care about those things, but if I cared solely about those things, I'd be promoting a whole bunch of shit coins. The prices have gone up. But sentiment is really easy to establish using social media, paid marketing, and the like. Let's be real about it. And that sentiment can very easily turn on a dime when the veil has been pulled back on a particular project or whatever. And I've been through it. I've seen it. I know what it's like. And I don't buy into that shit anymore. The initiative exemplifies how Cardano can facilitate verification of provenance, ensuring the authenticity of goods in international supply chains. Furthermore, the foundation's work with Switzerland for UNHCR through the annual Global Impact Challenge showcases how blockchain can provide sustainable support to humanitarian efforts with a unique model that allows ADA holders to contribute to UNHCR's mission without directly donating their assets. That's really cool. And this is the activity report. I can throw the link to these things in the description below. I was opening it up and taking a look. I want to have this gentleman on my channel at some point. I'd like to bring him on and just talk to him, Frederick Gregard, and just dive into some of this stuff. 4.4 million state credentials registered, 9.3 million. I'm not even showing you. Here we are. 9.3 million native assets minted, network monitoring the Cardano network. 97% average block production health, chain density, enhancing stake pool insights and revisiting delegation strategy. There's just a lot of cool data in here, education, what they're doing to help educate people on building, adoption, creating the conditions for, I love this. I haven't had the opportunity to read through all this yet. I'm probably going to go through it all with a fine-tooth comb and create some content out of it. But yeah, this is really cool. If you want to read it for yourself, I'll link it directly down below. And then there's this link. It'll take you to the report as well. On the technical front, the Cardano Foundation has implemented measures to enhance the network's operational resilience. This includes network monitoring for health optimization, testing decentralized governance mechanisms, and supporting the Valentine hard fork to improve interoperability. Additionally, the launch of its own block producer has provided the foundation with deeper technical and operational insights. In terms of education and community engagement, the foundation has made strides with the establishment of the Cardano Academy, the launch of a webinar series, and hosting Cardano Summit 2023. So yeah, I might not do another video until I'm 100% because dealing with this cold and coughing and everything else is annoying me, if it's not annoying you. But anyway, yeah, you have to check out this stuff because there's a lot of really cool stuff happening. And, I've been trading a bit, and I'm just trying to get over this cold so I can effectively train. I shot that video yesterday. I was actually sick when I shot it. I was so weak and I just had no energy whatsoever. And, I've got all this stuff happening in my head. And then I get this note about Mexico City and the air. It's like something like 7,000 feet above sea level. And that, a lot of Olympic athletes can get really sick just, at 3,000 feet above sea level. And I'm thinking, oh my God, why did we pick this city to do this event with a bunch of influencers? It's just, I don't know if they're, I don't know. I don't know, but I hope it goes well. Technically we should all be out there for like 2 weeks before the fight event to try and get used to it. But I think some of us are going to be out there like the day or two before. We'll see what happens. I can tell you right now, one way or another, this is going to be really freaking interesting. And you will be able to watch it on karate.com. So make sure you get the app and get your tokens ready to start placing your bets. So listen, folks. Oh my goodness. I'm struggling. And I don't have the time to edit this because I have to go do a blood panel and all kinds of stuff. I'm going to get my hair cut. I got a bunch of stuff to do today. I was actually supposed to go with my wife today. We were going to start doing West Coast swing because, I'm not a salsa guy. The cowbell, all of it. I tease my wife all the time. I was like, but I do West Coast swing with you. My wife her passion is dance to the point where it's like, it's all she lives and breathes. And it's like, we want to spend more time together. And she's actually starting to read books that I read, which to me is hilarious, but she's so sweet. And I'm like, oh God, she's trying to read books that she knows I'm reading so that we have more things to discuss, because all she does is dance and all I do is business and crypto. And, it's just like, what do we have to really talk about? So it's like, I need to step up for her. I'm going to do this West Coast swing, and we might even have some embarrassing videos in the future where I'll show you guys my giant frame dancing with my 5-foot dancing wife. You have to let me know in the comments below if you guys even care about that or if you think it'd be funny. But anyway, until next time, crow your coins. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon when I'm better.